I'm Kristy Aasheim, a top producing agent in North Dakota, and this show is all about learning from the best. Top producers, brokerage owners, and industry experts who have faced the challenges, put in the work, and climbed to greatness. Whether you're looking to sharpen your skills, gain new strategies, or even get inspired by the journeys of top agents, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Inner Circle. I'm your host, Kristy Aasheim, and today we're excited to sit down with a powerhouse agent out of Scottsdale, Arizona, Miss Melissa Bailey. In just 5 years, Melissa has closed over 200 transactions totaling nearly $89 million in sales volume. And the past 12 months alone, she's completed 62 transactions valued at over $26 million. She has truly done it all, and I'm super excited to have her on today. Welcome, Melissa.
Hi, thanks so much.
Absolutely. So, my first question always, who's Melissa? Like, let's not talk work yet. Let's talk about who you are as a person right now.
Right now, like in this moment,
In this, who are
I'm
you? What's happening in your life?
I'm having the best year of my career, and probably one of the hardest years that I've had personally. We've just had a lot going on with my family, and it's been super challenging. So I'm just trying to keep my head above water.
Hey, I hear you. Real estate is really hard. I feel like we are trampled 24 hours a day. And then if you have things going on in your personal life, you can't stop your work, right? That just keeps coming. So it's hard. I can totally relate.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, disappointing that things are happening, but of course, I see you're excelling. I mean, I was looking at your Instagram and you had about 12,000 followers. How are you doing that? How are you getting all the followers right now?
Organic growth, and I hired a coach to help me broaden my reach. You know, we don't know what we don't know. And I'm not a social media expert. I don't know anything about it. You get into real estate and you realize that social media is where everybody goes every day. So you have to have a presence there. And it's a challenge to bring value and post something every day and show the benefits of who you are and what you do. Like, we've just recently been filming TikToks, and I'm a lot of fun and I like to have fun in person and in life. And that kind of brings out the fun side because I'm always up for anything. I roller skated in a listing video recently. We did some TikToks with like viral sounds, and it's been really interesting. So, just leveraging the education from my coach has been super beneficial.
Oh, absolutely. I know that's something that's so huge. You started in real estate, what, 5 years ago, did you say?
It's been six,
Right.
so 2019. But you know, the first year really doesn't count if you sell one house.
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out life. Like you're trying to figure out what are all these documents? How do I find leads? All the things. It's really your first year is different.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, actively producing for the last five, almost 6 years now.
Awesome. So what made you get into real estate?
So I had been in sales and I came to a pivotal life change. I was working in healthcare and I was not enjoying it. I just felt like it was a grind and I was working for other people. My employees would start calling me at 5 o'clock in the morning to call out, or they had a sick kid and they were going to be late. And, you know, that kind of stuff just happens with life. But when you're in that kind of environment, you always have to have a backup, and it was super stressful. And then they would call me until 11 o'clock at night. And I just wanted something different. And I always knew that I could sell. I just needed to get in front of people to do that. So my second year, I decided I'm going to go all in. The end of the first year, probably November to February, I sat open houses every single weekend. Sometimes nobody would come. Sometimes I'd have to, you know, create a vision for what I wanted my future in real estate to look for, and, you know, envision what I wanted, because I was there by myself for 2 or 3 hours and nobody was showing up. So eventually they started coming. People started to like me. You know, when people know, like, and trust you, they use you for real estate. And then I got a little bit of momentum. Once I had 4 or 5 closings on my own, I got invited to join a team that then gave me Zillow leads, and I built the backbone of my business, getting Zillow leads.
Okay, that was my next question. I mean, really, because you're in a huge market, whereas I'm in a more smaller environment. And I know when you move to a city, it's a lot harder in real estate because there's thousands of agents. So you have to really set apart from everybody else. So
Mhm.
Zillow was your breakout, you think?
Absolutely. It just gave me the opportunity to get in front of people. And once I got in front of them, you would close a deal with Zillow, but then they would refer their sister, or their mom and dad needed help, or they
Yep.
needed to sell the family home and combine because they were multi-generational, and it would lead to multiple deals. And then social media started picking up. And then most recently, within the last year, I've started advertising on my own, and I do Google ad spend.
Oh, okay. And that's working out well for you?
It's great. It's so much better because I'm a known entity now, and people know that they're calling for me and they want to talk to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's super cool. I like hearing everybody's story on how they're doing everything. Because I've been doing it almost 10 years now. I did buy my Zillow spot my second year. So I've been paying that for 9 years now. And I will not even give it up.
Wow.
Even if I don't answer, I don't have time. I just feel like it's one of those coveted things you don't give up your zip code. But they
Hmm.
do work. I know people always down it a little bit and they're like, oh, Zillow, Zillow, Zillow. But you know what? Don't knock it until you try it because there is a lot of leads. You do capture them. And if you know how to sell, like I can already tell just by your persona, you can sell. And if you have the
Yeah,
personality, people will go with you. And if you have the right way to turn the lead to a meeting, you're fine.
completely.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So with a team, so you're still in a team to this day?
No, I'm the team lead.
Okay.
So I have three people on my team, and then I lead the Zillow team for my brokerage, and I have 20 agents that I lead on the Zillow team.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, good work. I mean, that's a lot for only 5 years. I know real estate takes a lot of time, so kudos to you. That's awesome. So, what would you say um, on social media? You said you have a coach. Now, where'd you
Mhm.
find this coach? Like, I just always want to give information to new buyer or not new buyers, but new agents. How do you find these coaches? How do you find good ones that are going to lead you in the right direction? Where'd you find your
I found my coach on Instagram.
Okay. Okay. So just a random person you just kept following and you're like, that's the one.
I wouldn't say she was random. She was doing some advertising for coaching. She was trying to broaden the amount of people that she could bring value to.
Okay.
And I researched her, looked to see what she was doing. Could she put her money where her mouth is? Because I think it's hard for us as real estate agents, because a lot of people that don't make it in real estate become coaches, and they create a course and they do all of these things to not sell real estate because they may not be the best at it.
Yep.
So I know that there are people out there that are coaching that maybe didn't sell a house last year. So she's a top producing agent in the area where she is. She has a platform, and I'm just following her lead.
Oh, that's awesome. No, and I agree with you. You don't, that's why I said, how do you find the right one, right? Not just somebody's like,
Yeah,
oh, I don't really like this, so I'm going to coach. Well, I feel like you cannot coach unless you lead by example.
I agree. I don't think that somebody that's not a top producer should be a team leader. I don't think that anybody that hasn't done it should be teaching anyone else in real estate how to do something. Because if you haven't been through it, how are you giving the right guidance? You're just giving information, not education, then.
Right. Right. So if you could tell anything, to a new agent, anything about starting out, what would be your best advice from this moment since you're 6 years in?
Get a mentor. Have the most phenomenal, best mentor. Look for the best in your area that has the time. Pay them the money, mentor. Like, I have a mentee right now, and we have an agreement set up that she's going to pay me out of her first three transactions. So if she doesn't transact, I don't get paid, right?
Yep.
But I'm available when she calls. I helped her write an offer last night. She got two deals accepted. and we just have one more. Now, will I be there after she gets through it? Yes. But then maybe that'll turn to a coaching relationship and we'll pivot after she's done her 3 or 4 transactions that she needs as a new agent.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I'm mentoring a couple different agents as well. I have a team, same kind of aspect. I like that you're turning it into coaching though. That's something I really haven't thought about. So what are you kind of doing with your coaching aspect? I know that's where you're kind of pivoting right now, right?
Yeah, so right now I've created an 8-week program. Any agent in the country can reach out to me and do my 8-week program. And I go through everything from how to manage your calendar and time block and set yourself up to be successful in business, lead generation, how you treat a buyer, how you treat a seller, and then shifting your mindset to be successful. So we have a plan for each week that we meet. And then by the end of it, hopefully you're out there optimizing your Google page and getting people to reach out to you, going to local events, getting your name out there, doing as much as you can so that people see you as your brand.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Good for you. That's a lot of work. So kudos. That's super awesome. When you're talking about time blocking, now, how
Mhm.
are you setting up? I know I've talked to a million different agents and how they do things, and I'd say 90% of agents do absolutely nothing and just fly by the seat of their pants. I am highly
Agreed.
organized and I am really big on my schedule and how I schedule it. What is yours like on a day-to-day basis? How do you do yours?
So I like to set so Mondays and Fridays are open because we're in real estate, right? You don't know what's going to happen and you need those days to take anything that comes in, right? And
Yep.
then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I take meetings in the mornings so that I have the rest of the day to go out and do what I need to do. And I try to schedule at least one evening a month that's from 4 to 6, where I do time blocking to call clients back and engage them because maybe they're working during the day and I haven't been able to get them. And then, of course, Saturdays and Sundays are either for showings and open houses.
Yeah. So are you still actively doing a ton of open houses right now?
I am every weekend almost, unless I have something else going on. I'm going to have the next 2 weekends off because I'm going to a leadership retreat with my brokerage this week. And then next week is Labor Day. And we should take time off and be with our families as well. If people want to see those listings, they can schedule with their agent and they're going to be there on September 2nd, just like they are on September 1st.
Oh, hands down, I totally agree. You have to take time for your family. And that's mainly how my scheduling is designed as around my family time to make sure that I can be there for everything that they need. Um, I'm very particular on that. When people are like, "Oh, I need this time," I always say, "Well, what about this? Like, why don't we go over your lunch hour? Why don't we go over this?" Because we live in an area where it takes a few minutes to get somewhere, so it's not like an hour of driving to get to a
Okay.
property. So I'm very like, well, let's just go over your lunch hour then. We don't need to waste, because then they have to bring their entire family and everything else too, whereas it makes it a lot easier. So sometimes we as agents have to ask the question and you get a better answer and then they're happy with it too. I think a lot of times we allow our clients to rule our lives rather than the other way around. We should
For
be
sure.
schedule.
That another really great thing I like and that any agent can do. I do a do not disturb from 9 p.m. until 8 a.m. So unless one of my very first mentors, I actually just found it yesterday because I was cleaning out my camera roll on my phone and it was back in 2021. And she said, there's no emergency for you in real estate. And she said there could be a water leak or a fire in the house, but you're just there to help your seller facilitate that. It's not your emergency.
Yeah, that is very,
And
very true. Yep. No, I've had people call. It kind of reminds me of something. My clients had closed on a property, and I think it was a week later, we had this random, we called it a 50-year flood, whereas a lot of
okay,
basements got water. And of course, I had all these clients that closed, but one in particular, well, what do we do? There's water coming in everywhere. I'm like, I would
that's what
suggest
your cell phone's for.
Yeah, I'm like, I would suggest going to get another sump pump and putting it in your window and doing this and doing that. But she's like, did you sell us a terrible house? I'm like, no, like these things happen. I'd also suggest calling your
Yeah,
insurance company in the morning. Like,
for
it's
sure.
not my problem to fix your issue. It's the same with what you said, but we'll always be happy to guide, of course, and give contractor
Absolutely.
names and all the good stuff. That is
Mhm.
another thing. Do you provide your clients, because I know it's most important to mine, with contractor lists and lenders and all the things they could possibly imagine to make their life easier?
Absolutely. You've got a list of your go-to people. That's why I like selling in the area where I'm an expert versus somewhere farther away. Like, I can sell in the whole valley and I'll sell anywhere. But I sold a house in Surprise and it was a referral from a real estate agent in California. And that's where my buyer wanted to be. I took it, and she has been having the darndest time getting handymen out there because we took a credit for repairs.
Right.
And she's been in the house for 3 or 4 weeks. I've referred her the two that I use in that area, and they keep dropping the ball like any contractor or person does. That happens frequently. And so I just gave her her third referral yesterday so that a handyman can get in there and do work. And she may be better off Googling at some point.
Yeah, it's super difficult. I would say I don't matter, it doesn't matter what area you are in. It is hard to find contractors that follow through, that show up, that do the work. So I think having that in your pocket is the biggest thing, for sure.
Yeah. And even if you have a good working relationship with one, like I've got one that I love, it's great. They'll do repairs for a seller and get paid at close of escrow. They have a really great program, but they only want to be in a specific area and I can't get them to travel for me.
Yeah, that also makes it difficult for sure. But no, I think that also makes you a good agent and sets you apart from others is when you have that all set up, lined up, and you can just forward those contacts all the time. I know I get business just off of that for sure. Other than that, as far as where you're going for your future, I know you're in year 6, you're starting to coach. What else you have planned? What's your next goal? I mean, you have to be goal oriented, being the type of person you are.
Yeah, so I just brought my son on and he's licensed and working with me. So the goal is to make him a showing agent so that he's working with the buyers and I'm working with the sellers. And then that'll allow me to leverage my time. And then we are working on lead generation through YouTube. So I'm excited to see what happens with that.
Yeah, I've actually heard really great things. I'm just starting my YouTube adventure this year. I know,
Mhm.
I'm 41 years old. I didn't grow up with this kind of stuff. So, I mean, the most we had for many years was Facebook was our number one, I guess. And then of course Instagram came. And I'm learning. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's so difficult to learn something new and figure out the ins and outs of every single one, but it is also fun at the same time.
Oh gosh, I'm a lot older than you and I am not technologically savvy. So I'm like, who can I hire that I can outsource this and highlight my strengths so that I can better serve clients? Because I have no idea how to post a TikTok reel, but my lender does, and she'll help me do it. So it's about finding the right people that we can leverage with.
Right, I know. And I think that we need more of that. So if anybody's listening, us agents need somebody just to come up and say, hey, we will even video you, we'll do it all, we'll edit it all, and we'll post it for you. And we'll say, okay, that sounds great. Let's do this.
For sure. Maximize your collaborations
Yeah.
to grow.
Yep. Video is huge now. I think that's where everything is going. And that's basically what we're going to have to do all day in order to keep bringing on new clientele.
Absolutely, because it's ever changing. I love the videos that people are making saying, I got into real estate. I didn't know I was going to have to become a content creator.
Yep. Absolutely. I had no idea either. I mean, I feel like we have so much paperwork on top of, we're like, okay, now when do we find time to do all these videos? When we have to do the paperwork, we have to do this. You almost have to hire everything out. Transaction coordinators.
So I do. I have a transaction manager,
Okay.
and I have not written a contract all year.
Are you just loving it?
Yes. It takes, I don't know about you, but after you've shown a house and you get in the car and it's the one, like, and you're thinking, I got to go home and I got to run comps, and then I got to prepare this offer, and I got to make sure that all the ducks are in a row for my client. I don't do that. I send a pre-loaded form to my transaction manager with all of the information, the address. She can pull the comps, and the offer is usually out by the time I'm home.
That's awesome. Yep. I do have a transaction coordinator. It's a little bit different. But I agree that is something that once you're an established agent, that you should look at getting, because then that's the only way you can grow. You obviously have to get yourself
Absolutely.
off the computer and out more, getting the listings and getting the buyers and just out more in the community for sure.
So the only way you can leverage your time.
Oh, 100%. So, I mean, with all that, I mean, you're a wealth of knowledge. I am super excited to see how your coaching goes in the future.
Thank you.
Definitely, we're gonna put all the places you can find Melissa online, so you guys can watch. I already watched a whole bunch of your coaching snippets, and now I'm gonna go and watch your TikToks and see how good they are, for sure.
Thanks.
But
They're fun. You just see the fun side of who I am, and my lender and I have so much fun together. We're friends outside of real estate. Even though that's the way we met, we've traveled together a couple of times now, and we just really enjoy being around each other. So it's fun to showcase that.
oh, awesome. No, I'm excited. I'm gonna go check those out today. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today, and hopefully we'll chat soon.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. That's it for this episode of the Inner Circle podcast. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and took away some valuable insights to help you along your real estate journey. If you found today's episode helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop me a comment below with your biggest takeaway or any questions you might have. And if you know someone who would benefit from this conversation, share this episode with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Inner Circle.